Hello, hello. What's up, guys? You are out here watching the Couch Casuals, and I'm your host, Robert Dylan Vasquez, here today to talk about UFC 317. My lovely co-host.
What's up, beautiful bastards? It's your boy Kyle. We're out here ready for UFC 317.
Are you ready?
Ilia versus Charles. This one should be a banger.
Oh, yeah, dude.
It has to be because we were wrong last month about 316 being a banger.
Yeah, I think that was the 316 curse.
Well, we also talked ourselves out of it being a banger
Mid-show.
during the show. So maybe we were right. We just had to get to that point.
Sure.
But you know what? There's a big story out there in the UFC world that we need to address right now and get it out of the way.
Sure.
And that is the heavyweight championship belt. Once again, we're talking about Jonathan Jones Bones.
Are you sure his name's Jonathan?
Probably not. Johnny Bones Jones, dude. Mm-hmm. He has officially retired from the UFC, going out on a whimper, on a wet, measly little fart. He holds up the heavyweight division for 2 years, defends it only against one old man who was pretty much in retirement.
The heavyweight goat. Stop it.
The heavyweight goat. He is the heavyweight goat. But in that fight, he was an old man who shouldn't have been fighting anymore.
Yeah.
It doesn't take on Tom. Tom Aspinall's career is put on hold for 2 years because John Jones is in his diva era.
Incorrect. He fought Curtis Blades.
Oh my God! He fought Curtis Blades, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Holy shit! Legacy fight there, baby.
He got his lick back. He was gonna have to fight him anyway. Stop it.
It's just ridiculous, dude. John Jones held up the heavyweight division for 2 years just to fucking retire and get arrested for some bullshit again. He's the GOAT. John's the GOAT. But man, this is like the most sour way to go out physically possible. All he did is hurt his legacy.
Yeah.
Because so many people are only going to remember him now for how he ended his career. Like newer fans that didn't watch in the 2010s when John was tearing up light heavyweight gods.
Well, then they don't matter.
Well, you know what? They don't in the long run, but that's still a massive part of the market. All they saw was John Jones being a pussy.
I just want to send my kindest regards to Mr. Jones. I think you are the GOAT. I think that everyone that is ever talking down on you for any reason other than, just being... Some people say that, like, oh, there's wild antics outside the cage. All right, cool. Or he's a cheater inside the cage. I don't think enough people talk about how great of a father you are, how great of a person you are. People make mistakes. So I just want to say that...
What the fuck are we doing? Yo!
I just think that you are the GOAT, and nobody can ever take that from you, and you know that. A lot of people get mad that Floyd won't fight anymore, and they want to see that guy fall. Undefeated fighters, Khabib, they're always trying to drag him in. A lot of people don't go out on their own terms, and I congratulate you, Mr. Jones.
I'm retired and without fighting him. That's all I got to say. I enjoyed watching John.
What a badass quote by Tom, though.
It is, because he was right. When he was proved right, that's crazy, dude.
Mr. Jones is a pussy.
But anyway,
you got all the hate out? You got all the hate out, man?
Yeah, I'm good, dude. Hopefully Tom can go on to defend this heavyweight title for a long time and prove himself. Watch him, lose his next
I hope he gets
fight.
slept by Jalton Almeida. How about that?
Dude, if he loses to Jalton Almeida... The tweets Sean will get, he'll come back. He'll be like, you know what? Let's go. I'll fight now, dude.
Let's fight Jalton Almeida for the two-time heavyweight championship.
Yes. That would be insane work for Dana to put that on.
Oh, but yeah, man. John, speaking on John's career, he kind of had... I feel like he had more pull than he want. It's like, oh, fight Tom. No, I want to fight Alex. I'm vocal. I've been vocal about I want to fight Alex. He didn't have a fight Alex is walking around 243 pounds. Why not
I
make?
want to. I want to fight the better matchup stylistically for me. Of course, he wants to do that.
He deserves the money fights. The most money he's ever made is when he fought Daniel Cormier. And I'm not saying I'm not knocking DC, but that's one dude. Everybody kind of treated him like a prime Mike Tyson, and was just like, John's just gonna beat this guy. So when you have the Dominic Reyes's of the world, and you have the Thiago Santos's of the world, like, oh shit, they almost got John, or some would argue, oh, he did beat John. It's like, all right.
Yeah, some would argue he did lose in a couple of those light heavyweight fights, but he didn't, so it doesn't matter.
He didn't. Number one, he didn't on record. But it's like, how can you get up when you fought Lyoto Machida, when you fought fucking Shogun Hua, like, you get up for those fights. And I'm not saying it's a lack of motivation on John's part. It's just, it's not exciting. And if Tom is the most exciting heavyweight out there, but if he's not exciting to John, he's not going to give a fuck. And
bro, I don't know. We know John's fucking.
He's either a duck or he's a chicken. He can't be both.
He's both, dude. He's ducking and chickening it. Dude, you cannot tell me that he wasn't excited. He was scared of losing that zero. And maybe he wasn't like petrified. Like, I'm not saying he's petrified, but I think he genuinely knew that this could be his losing that zero.
I just don't see what John got from beating Stipe. I don't see what Tom would get from beating John. Like, I just don't see it. I know everybody talks about it. I just don't see it because it's an old John.
It is an old John, and I don't think it would. It's not like beating prime John, but that's still like. That's a big moment for Tom's career, for Tom's heavyweight championship.
No, I beat LeBron James in a game of basketball 1-on-1 when he was 98 years old and in his wheelchair.
Bruh, you were down playing.
He's still LeBron James.
Did John offer you something? Why are you on John's dick so hard?
What do you mean?
You're like fucking twerking on John's dick right now, dude. What? You're glazing him up.
What?
Dude, Listen, John Jones over that.
John Jones is the greatest fighter of all time. There's no arguing that. He has his reasons.
Yeah, I don't want to fucking lose. I think we should move on, dude.
All right. Congratulations, Mr. Jones, on your retirement.
Congratulations to Mr. Tom Aspinall for finally getting a fight.
He doesn't even have a fight. They have no plan for him. They did him dirty. They don't care. They don't know.
Yeah, they did him dirty.
They could have said this. It was Ariel Helwani said it 7 months ago. You could have just.
They should have.
No, because now what's that going to do? Their new multi-TV deal. I don't think it's just going to be Netflix. I don't know what they're doing, but this is the golden egg that they were supposedly, given. And they're like, John, please don't retire. Just hold on to it. They know what he's doing. They're not stupid. There are people there are people that have said stuff way more provocative and way worse, and the UFC didn't say anything. This is pretty detrimental to their brand. Like their deals and stuff like that. So it's like,
you're right.
Later, John. See you. Wouldn't want to be you.
Bye. Anyway, UFC 317. The reason we're here today, honestly, he's got a lot of name value on the card. A lot of fun fights, even on the prelims. You've got, up and comer Terrence McKinney opening up the prelims. You got the beautiful Tracy Cortez versus Viviana Araujo. Should be a really good fight, honestly. And you got Jack Hermanson fighting a middleweight against RoboCop. Lead off to end the prelims. So prelims are not too bad. And then we'll go right into our first fight with an up-and-coming star in Peyton Talbott versus Felipe Lima.
How much do you know about Felipe?
Nothing. What about you?
Not much. I'm looking at it right now. He's 14-1. Talbott's 9-1.
So 2 up-and-comers.
Lima's coming off of a win.
Yeah, 2 wins in the UFC so far.
Pretty short.
I'm also noticing that there are no odds. Like there's, they don't have Peyton as a favorite. They don't have Felipe as a favorite. It just has nothing. So
right.
I guess the odds makers kind of calling this an even matchup. So could be could be a surprise to some casual fans who may know Peyton, and Felipe maybe he's here to bring some heat.
Is Peyton still signed with us?
Um, he's got one more fight on his contract,
Okay.
so we'll see what happens.
We'll see whether we extend our offer or not.
Yeah, we'll have to extend the offer on the next show, or we may have an opening on the roster here we may be dealing with. So,
well, I don't know who you have, but let's save that for the next fight. Let's save the contract for the next fight.
Yeah, I agree.
I got Peyton. I'm riding with our boy.
I am also riding with Peyton Talbott. Yeah, he lost. His last fight was quote unquote exposed a little bit, but it's easy to be exposed when you're very young and have not had a lot of time in the cage. But like that's just a learning step. A loss early in your career is probably one of the most beneficial things you'll ever have, especially if you are really talented, because John Jones, we're going back to him, but I'm only going back to him because he is truly defeated minus the 12-6 elbows,
which is now a changed rule in some states.
Yeah. So now it's a no contest, right?
I think it's still a loss because it was a disqualification.
I thought it was a no contest at this point, but either way, never really lost. And that is all these young guys that's what they're reaching for. I feel like they're like, I'm going to go in, I'm going to become undefeated champion. No, that's not super realistic.
Mm-hmm.
1-2 people have ever done it. And it's really, for these really talented young guys, loss should be something to just learn from and come back better. So I think Peyton can come back from that, just shore up that takedown defense, maybe drill that a lot, because that was the problem in his last fight. He kind of just got manhandled around. And if you can defend that and keep yourself up and do what you do best, you pull out some dubs. Look at Jack Della Maddalena. He took what was his biggest weakness in takedown defense, and he stopped. I actually did forget his name. Like, not even jokingly. I'm drawing a blank.
You got
Bilal Muhammad.
There you go.
There it did. But he shorted up, was able to stop a lot of those takedowns, and he got the title. So I don't see why Peyton can't correct course this early in his career either.
I couldn't echo that sentiment any better if I could. I got Peyton, so we'll see how he bounces back. I don't think Felipe's too much of a wrestler. If he does wrestle,
I don't really know.
It's gonna be holding him up against the fence. So hopefully we get a banger, just like Kevin Holland and old buddy Vicente Luque. Yeah, they could start off the show with a banger, or they could shit the bed. On to the next fight.
On to the next fight. We're at flyweight here with the number 1 ranked Brandon Royval taking on. And flyweight's usually a pretty fun, exciting.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are fast. They don't ever stop. I do remember Joshua Van's last fight, I believe, was highly entertaining.
Oh, yeah. Quick turnaround
TKO,
for him, too.
It is. June 7th of this year, so not far back at all. Dude's on a tear. Brandon Royval, did he not just lose a title fight? Is that what he's coming off?
He might have lost to a 5-round decision, Pantoja.
Oh no, Royval took on the Japanese one champion that came over. Maybe I'm tripping. Who's Tatsuro Taira?
Oh, I have no idea.
Okay,
I don't think that's the guy that came over though.
Me tripping here. He lost to Pantoja and then went on. So he's back in the winning bracket, probably trying to get himself back into the title fixture with Pantoja. What you got? What are you thinking here?
If Peyton loses and we don't end up extending our contract with him, I would like to sign Joshua Van to the Couch Casuals.
Dude, Joshua Van's a dog.
Get on this train while you can. I've been on for a minute, but this kid, man, this is a huge step up in talent.
It's a big step up for him.
Competition. Which is it though? Is it though?
Potentially not, but it is a big step up in rank.
Does it level the
very least?
Does it level the playing field that they only had 2 weeks, 3 weeks maybe? to get
I
ready for
mean,
each
yeah.
other? Who does that favor more? Joshua, right?
Since Josh, I don't know how much. I don't remember how much damage Josh took in his last fight.
Not
If he
much.
came out of that fairly clean, I would say him. He's in fighting shape. He's ready to go. Taking who was he? Who was Brandon was supposed to fight? Did somebody drop out, or what happened here?
Ooh, I think somebody dropped out. Not
Um,
sure who it was though.
I'll look it up real quick. See what we were looking at with old Brandon Roy Val. Who was he supposed to have fought? Manel Kopp.
Ah, he hurt his foot.
Manel
I
Kopp.
think rolled his ankle or broke his toe or something.
Not a vastly different opponent here. I mean, you're not going from like a mega takedown artist to a striker. So,
Right, right.
you know, I don't know if it's going to benefit. It's probably equitable. Like this is not going to hurt or help either person, in my opinion.
Well, he's got to keep that weight down. You can't
Yeah.
balloon back up and then cut all that weight. It's bad for you. So
Yeah.
I
So as long as he
think
stayed ready.
I think that maybe not the turnaround, maybe not the circumstance of being on 2 pay-per-views in a row, and everybody talking about you because it was a pay-per-view, right? When he was on Sean Marab. I'm pretty
Yeah, I
sure
believe
that's when it
so.
was.
Okay, check.
So you have, the crowd kind of, not saying that this matters at all, but the crowd is kind of by your side because they're talking about you, one of the best fights of the night on a pay-per-view that had Sean O'Malley and Merab Dvalishvili on it, and people are talking
Yeah.
about you.
Yeah.
So I think this does like a Hamzat kind of thing where he fought the 2 weeks in a row. I feel
Yeah,
like
dude.
this shows like, well, I did fight the number one fighter on 3 weeks, and I still have. He's 23,
Yeah.
I think he is.
Yeah, win or loss here. This is just good for Joshua.
So I'm going with my heart, not my stomach. I'm going with Joshua Van. I like Roy Val. I almost said love. I like his fighting style. I like that he was marching forward against Pantoja and kind of trying to wear him out.
Yeah.
He's up there, man. He's up there. Whether he gets the Benavidez curse, always having DJ there, always having Pantoja there.
Dude, Roy Ball, he's a really, really good fighter, but it's just like I potentially don't know if I see him becoming champion, especially not with Pantoja. I mean, by the end of the night, Pantoja may not be champion, so
We'll see.
discuss that momentarily. But I also have Joshua Van. I'm on the hype train as well. If he comes in and he wins, dude, his stock explodes in the UFC.
I think so.
Big moves. Even if he loses, if he comes in here and puts up a good fight and just like gets squeaked by, we're good to go. Joshua Van is he's doing good things for himself here, unless he just gets dominated. Like you don't want to go in here and just.
Well, you have to make sure that the level of competition doesn't completely blow you out of the water. And Brandon Royval's the number one fighter in the world.
Yeah, I don't see that happening. That's like the only potential bad thing, but I don't see it happening. So I got Joshua Van.
Sick.
Let's go. Are you ready for the next fight?
The fight that was supposed to happen months ago? Yeah, I am.
Yeah. Big time lightweight fight with number 9, Benil Dariush versus number 10, Juanato Moicano.
Money Moicano.
He can't afford to lose. Unless your name's
Islam. Which is, fucking kudos to him, dude. Stepping up.
Yeah, he tried, dude. He
after
tried.
Arman Sarpussian or whatever his name is.
Yeah, no one
pulled out because he got his back blown out by his coach.
Dude. Bruh, get out of here.
Get out of here.
When's the last time Benil's fought? Oh my god.
It's been a while.
December 2nd, 2023.
Yeah, man. It's been a while.
Dude, and he's off. The last 2 fights were losses, man. He's the guy that, like, I feel like he was almost kind of like Bilal, where, like, he was, like, rightfully a championship contender, and he just kept getting overlooked. Someone else would get scheduled, and he kind of just, he stayed a little active, kept fighting top-tier guys without being on the title, and it cost him. He lost to Charles, and then he lost to Sarukian. Both round one finishes. Not a great. Maybe the time off helped.
I mean, I hope the time off helped. Him able to say that he's top 10 at 155 in this era is insane. Of course, you run into the Charlie Olives problem. Everyone did. Dustin,
Yeah.
fucking Michael Chandler, Beneil. I think that he's just kind of like a Roy Val, wrong place, wrong time. And now if you were to say that to him, he'd be like, fuck you, anything can happen any given moment of this, and this. And it's like, all right, what's going to happen? You know, Ilia is going to get sick and you're going to have to fight Charles again on the day of. That would be a miracle. You're still you're not beating Charlie Olives.
You're not winning.
And not to talk too much shit, but just for him to be able to say that he's top 10 in the world in this era is good for Beneil. You would never hear the end of it if that was me.
You do not have to be champion to be like, okay, I was a legit dog. I was a top 10 lightweight. Like, not everybody can be champion. Not everybody's going to be best ever. But there's a lot of people that can say, hey, I was a dog for a while. I fought with the best, and I beat some of the best in the world. And that, kudos to you. I like Beneil. He just seems like he's just like a
substitute teacher.
Dude. Yeah, he just feels like a regular dude who just made it to the UFC. He's like, yeah. Remember when he asked for his Tesla? He was like, where's my Tesla? I ordered it a year ago.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe he's got it. I don't know. But, man, I think this is like a kind of a weird fight. I don't even really. It's been so long since I've watched the Beneil Dariush fight. I don't fully remember what where he excelled and didn't at.
I forget.
I don't like the time off.
There's a highlight. I think it's Charles Oliveira. I don't know who it was. There's this highlight of Beneil shooting a takedown and just eats a knee and just goes.
I think it was Charles.
I don't dig Moicano. I don't dig Dariush or Dariush, Beneil Dariush. This fight is like a neutral fight. Like, I'm gonna watch it for sure, but this might be where I go get some more pizza or something. Like,
it should be a solid fight, but I know what you're saying as well. If any fight on this card, which is a good card, is like the less exciting coming into it, it's probably this one. But that's not even like really fair because the card has got a lot of good fights on it.
Well, it depends on how the first two fights of the main card go.
Yeah.
So. If they shit the bed, this one, if any action. I mean, dude.
Yeah.
This whole main card, it should deliver. It should, and I'm still.
It should. It really should.
I'm not like this yet, but I'm not as bad as I was the last show.
No. Like, last show we kind of did talk ourselves out of it being. I think I'm still pretty excited, and we've got two title fights to go. So,
I got Moicano.
We got Moicano. I think I got money Moicano too. I think he gets it done.
Man, get your own pick.
We haven't split once, but like, it's the way it is sometimes. I think we'll probably switch it up here shortly. Are we done with this one? Anything else you want to say about the gentlemen?
Shout out to both of these guys. Moicano for talking some of the weirdest shit talk in the UFC.
Some of those funny.
To Beneil, like, I hope you get your Tesla if you haven't got it yet. That's all I got.
Dude, GG's. Let's go on to the first title fight of the night. We've got Alexandra Pantoja, the Cannibal, one of the coolest nicknames in the sport. Is it the Cannibal or is it the Cannibal in his? It is just the Cannibal. Never mind. Versus
Kara France. What a freaky fucking thing he does,
dude. It's that Maori, how do you pronounce it? Whatever they call it over there.
Maori.
It's part of his culture.
Is it?
Looks like a child, dude. He is the youngest looking fighter of all time.
Sure.
And he's a dog, dude. I still remember him knocking out Cody Garbrandt. Like, what a fun knockout. I mean, he slept Cody like there was nothing, dude. Kai's a guy that I really like who's been near the top for a long time. Man, he's got great hands. He's got great kickboxing, but I'm afraid he's not well rounded enough to take on Pantoja, who is.
Mm,
I think Pantoja's like he doesn't excel at any one thing, but he's really good at everything in the cage.
I'd say,
He
you
can wear
know,
you down. He can knock you out. He can take you down. He looks exhausted by the end of round one, but never stops.
yeah, yeah.
Like he looks like he's dying, but will not stop the pace. It's kind of weird.
So how does he beat Kai if he does?
I think he's got to outpressure Kai, dude. You can't let Kai start teeing off on you. You got to keep the pressure up. Maybe take him down a little bit, beat him up, make it dirty. I don't think you stand with Kai in like a really technical kickboxing match. You don't want to let Kai keep distance and pop out in and out. Pantoja has to wear him down. What do you think?
I mean, I think it was Moreno who got Kai with the liver kick.
Yeah.
So he just has to be switched on. Like that.
Yeah.
That was a pretty brutal loss.
That was a tough one. He went down.
Is wincing. Oh fuck.
He was doing good up to that point. He was kind of doing exactly what I was saying. In and out, in and out, in and out. But Brandon kind of just stayed calm and waited for his single moment to strike, and it really worked for him.
That was. I'm not saying because that was kickboxing. I don't remember him getting wrestle fucked that much. I think, especially with the addition of Craig Jones to their camps and stuff, I think it'll do wonders for Kai's overall like ground game, like trying to get the dudes off you. He's always those smaller guys are always like good scramblers.
Yeah.
So I don't think we'll see if we see a stand up war. I think a lot of people will stop talking about Pantoja being just another like Marab. Or another like you can't even really put your finger on why he's dominant at 125. He just is.
He's just good. Yeah,
he's just good, man.
Like he almost in a way reminds me of DDP in the sense that like what does DDP excel at? I don't really know, but like he wins fights.
Yeah,
like he's just a good fighter. Like that's just it. He's just a good fighter. He's got that like just fight mentality, and it doesn't matter how I'm gonna get it done, but I'm gonna get it done.
Right.
I mean, he's got decision wins, he's got knockouts, he's got subs. He's got a little bit of everything. I'm afraid he's a little too well rounded for Kai. I think with my brain, I'm going Pantoja. Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. I really like Kai. I think Kai can get a win here. I think his really only chance at a victory is knockout. I don't see him winning via points. I got Pantoja. This one hurts me, dude, but I got that's what I'm thinking. That's what my head's thinking. That's what my head's telling me right now.
Hey man, if anybody on this show is a fighting nerd, it's you. So I would trust I would trust your IQ over my wit, my heart.
We'll see.
I'm going Kai Kara France.
You know what? I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of hoping you're right here. I love my boy Kai.
I want to upset. I want
I do too.
Part of me wants a war. Part of me wants like a second round flash knockout. That way they can.
Upset, dude.
Oh, he caught me, because I don't see them moving on. I see them giving Pantoja a rematch if he does lose.
Yeah, dude. Pantoja's defended long enough to warrant a rematch.
Right.
For sure.
But then there goes that Marab fight. I don't know if he wants it, but there goes that Marab fight.
Dude, Pantoja moving up to bantamweight would be a massive mistake. There's no way he beats Marab. I don't see that happening.
No, dude.
You never know. You're right. I want to take a look at flyweight while we're on the topic because there's like a lot of like ups and downs in that, or like the guys you used to think were really good, or like they've had some losses against other guys, and
See, there's a lot
Lost
of
other people.
there's a lot of messed up MMA math in the 125 division.
Yeah, it doesn't work. You can't MMA math 125.
Well, I beat this guy, so I should get this title, and it's like, well, the dude who beat you isn't fighting for, so.
Yeah, where's our boy Moreno? When's he fighting next?
September, I think.
Okay, he's beaten Ursek, he's beaten lost to Al after Toja.
Mm-hmm.
Then prior to that, he had his crazy back and forth title. What do you even call that with Figueiredo? That was one of the longest rivalries.
Yeah.
But it was a fun one because it was back and forth. It wasn't just like, oh, one person's clearly more dominant. It was really like a flip of the coin.
Yeah.
He's had some losses. Brandon Royval, we know his boy Joshua Van. He could have a loss here, Albazi at 3 has, like I just said, he lost to Marino. Kai's at 4. Tatsuro Taira is at 5. Kai Asakura, that was who I was thinking. So that's pretty unfortunate of me to mistake 2 Japanese names like that. But Kai's at 15 after losing to Pantoja. So I don't know, man. There's people everywhere. Manel Cop, I think he could get up there.
He's just got to watch his mouth, dude.
He got to watch his mouth and maybe not, his most recent loss is gone, not even in the UFC anymore.
Sure.
I don't know, dude. 125 is a crazy world. Usually pretty entertaining. But yeah.
Going with Kai, man.
I hope you're right, dude.
You can do it, Kai. Right. You can do it, Kai.
I believe you can do it, too. It's just, I think the chances are a lot less, sadly.
Badass co-main. On to the main, dude.
Badass main event. We've got up a weight class, Ilia Topuria, fighting Charles Oliveira for the UFC lightweight title or lightweight championship. It is vacant because Islam moved up and was asked to relinquish, I guess. Don't know why. I think if anybody deserved double status, it was Islam. So I don't know why he had to be.
Or Alex in his little run, but
yeah, for sure.
But Islam right now,
Islam shouldn't have, unless he's just like done with lightweight. Maybe he was just like, lightweight. I'm just going to move up permanently.
Well, it's like you'd be like, well, I'm going to hold on to it just in case, Ilia wins. Because if Charlie Olives wins, there's really no point in coming back down. He'd be like, nah, I already beat you, dog. Sorry.
Yeah, there's really no point.
But then he's negotiating with the UFC, like, no, I'm only going to come back down to 155 if Ilia wins. And it's like, all right, well, no, you're not holding up our title. It's International Fight Week, I believe. So
we can't hold up lightweight, but we can hold up the heavyweight for 2 years. My bad. I didn't know that.
It's not the same.
I get it.
It's not the same.
It's 100% the same. And Islam at least was active and defended against a lot of people. Whatever.
Okay.
Ilia Topuria moving up to 145. Does he keep that power that he had? Or he's moving up to 155 from 145. Does he keep the power? Do you think he has knockout strength against Charles, who is a little bit chinny at times?
Can you do some research for me?
I can.
Has Ilia ever fought at 155?
Good question.
I want to say he has, and I want to say it was on the Paddy the Baddy England card where he fought some dude who was piecing him up and then he just knocks him out. I forget his name. I'm sorry, gentlemen.
That's fine. Let's check Dog, because the UFC's website doesn't always tell me what weight class it was in. Oh, this one's not going to tell me the weight class either. I wish, because I don't even remember some of these names to be able to even. Ryan Hall.
Right, it was before the Ryan Hall one, I think.
Damon Jackson, Youssef Zalal. And that Youssef Zalal was his first UFC fight.
All right, so maybe after Ryan Hall?
Jai Herbert.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that was his. Because where was that at? Does it say?
UFC Fight Night 204. Volkov versus Aspinall.
Yeah, that was when they did the time at like 6 in the morning, I
Okay.
think. Anyways, but I want to say that fight was at 155. Maybe not though.
I don't know why these websites don't really tell. It
Moving
was the
on,
Jai Herbert.
Jai Herbert, yeah,
It was at lightweight. It was at lightweight.
and he knocked him out cold, like face
Dude.
planted. He's got the strength.
He's got a nuke in that hand.
I just think
And dude, Charles could be a little.
Chinny.
He'll take some shots to the face. He's been dropped a few times.
How many
Got
times have
back
we
up.
gone? How many times have we gone against Charlie Olives?
Now, I don't know if we've gone against him a lot. Would you say? You
Did
think we have?
did I betray Charlie Olives? Do Bronx? Did I betray him when it came to the second Michael Chandler fight?
I think I even picked Charles against Michael Chandler in the second one.
Yeah.
I think I did. I could be wrong. I know we picked him against Sarukian. We
Yeah.
had to have picked him against Dariush.
Mm-hmm.
Were we doing the show in 2022?
Maybe. It's been a long time, man.
It's been we've been doing this for a while now.
When
I
is
don't
the
re- I
fight you're
don't-
talking about? Because we started in April.
Oliveira and Makachev. Did we pick that fight? It would have been really early if we did.
You tell us in the comments what
Do
our,
you guys
what our
remember?
dumbasses said.
Dude,
You pick first, because you're gonna fucking copy me, and it's gonna make me mad. You pick first, because I know your heart and your head are kind of lying with Charles Oliveira, because he's just a bigger dude. He's
Ilia
huge.
Topuria. I got Ilia, dude.
Wow, dude. Are you even
got
on
Ilia.
this podcast anymore?
I got Ilia by knockout. Dude, my heart breaks.
As long as we've rode with Charlie Olives, and as long as we fucked with Kai Kara France,
hurts. Dude, Ilia knocked out Max Holloway, bro. Cold.
and Volk.
He knocked Volk out. His fucking power is insane, dude. If Charles gets him to the ground, I think it's over. Like if Charles gets that back, it's probably over.
What?
But man, the strength he's got in his boxing, dude. Charles gets clipped every fight. I don't think Charles can get clipped by Ilia Topuria and stay standing.
Why is Charles Oliveira number 2? Who did he beat? Because he just lost to Armon, right?
He just beat Chandler. He did lose to Sarukian right before that. It was a split decision.
And then beats Chandler, and now that's why he's number 2?
Yes.
Okay. I got Ilia Topuria. And it's going to look like I'm copying your bitch ass. But I want Ilia versus Patty. That's what I want.
Dude, I think if I'm the UFC, I know where is Patty in the rank?
6.
I know. Has he got a fight lined up at all?
No. They were trying to get him against Justin Gaethje, and Justin's like, "No, I'm only fighting like for world titles or the biggest fights." He's like, "I'm not fighting all these other fuckers. I should be number 1 in line for a title fight." Which, okay. But you think they're going to sign Justin Gaethje versus Ilia Topuria?
They definitely could.
Who knows? But that's who I have. I have Ilia Topuria, probably by TKO. Charles does. He gets hit, but I've never seen him.
Fair. I get. Yeah, I'm not saying Charles will go flat out cold.
I hope not. As much as I'll be
that
like,
would hurt.
We have our like, oh, but to see, I would be like,
That'd be like one.
oh, oh no.
I don't want it to happen, dude. But just knowing how Charles fights, he does get hit a good bit. He's a very good fighter.
I did not think that you would join the dark side on this, man.
dude.
I thought I was gonna come out and blow your mind, and you betrayed Charles first.
I've been thinking about it all week, man. It's in my head, like the matchup just.
The matchup what? He's never fought a Charles Oliveira.
He hasn't, man, but he's so chinny right now. He just takes too many shots to get what he wants, and I just don't see it working against Ilia.
I don't like Ilia. I don't
either.
But I want him to get beat by Patty.
Dude, if I think if the UFC doesn't have Patty lined up for a fight, if Ilia wins, that might be his first defense because there's blood there. And honestly, it's a little bit of a stretch to put Patty in the title picture right now, but it's not that big of a stretch.
They've done crazier. They've done way crazier.
Way crazier things. So
the universe is lining up for Patty the Batty to be champion. And you think he gets through Justin Gaethje? You think he gets through Charles Oliveira? Like, be honest. Who knows?
Patty?
Who knows? Yeah.
You know,
he got through Michael Chandler, but
prior to that fight, I would have said no. Now, and I know Michael Chandler's kind of fallen, like he's not the same. He did something to Michael Chandler that no one else really had.
Ever.
Like he fucked Michael Chandler up. And I mean, we're talking about Chandler who went toe to toe with Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje and didn't get knocked out.
He threw him up and put him down. You think Michael Chandler, strength and conditioning-wise, is weaker than Ilia?
No. Not in that. That's like the one aspect that I think Michael has.
Okay, so with Patty...
Like his thing.
Yeah, so with Patty ragdolling him around, one of the strongest guys in the division, one of the biggest, as far as wide, may not be tall, but sucker's wide, bro. I think I'm already getting ahead of myself. Patty for champion into 2026.
It's very possible. It's very possible.
I got Ilia, though. For that to happen, you have to have Ilia part of it. Because if he beats Ilia for the number one, if Ilia drops down, Charles is the champ. Okay, well, who runs it back next? Gaethje? We've already seen that. Charles Oliveira.
Yeah, if Charles wins, it's a lot different. Like, where do you go with Charles champ?
Justin Gaethje, really too.
That or Armin? Armin's won.
Armin won't make it to the fight. They're gonna make.
You're not wrong.
They're gonna make Armin fight Gamrot again or some shit.
Something stupid. But yeah, like there's a lot that could happen here. I'm really sad I picked Ilia, but
I'm excited.
I think it had to be done, dude.
I'm excited.
It's gonna be a good fight. It's gonna be a good night of fights Saturday. Where are we fighting outside?
There's a Night of Champions.
Las Vegas. Yeah, Night of Champions taking place at 1 o'clock. At least be competing.
I hope everyone stays safe.
I hope everyone is very safe over there. Seriously, that's a little scary if they're keeping it there in Saudi Arabia. What's going on? I mean, there's gonna be like Saudi princes there too. So
okay.
I mean,
I don't know. That's not really who they're aimed at.
Yeah, this isn't really a political show, so I don't know anything about like the relationship between Saudi and Iran.
The Americans, they said Americans. So I hope everyone stays safe. Shout out to the Night of the Champions. Shout out to UFC 317. There will be two. Regardless of the lightweight title, there will be a new champion. Islam is no more. He's up at 170 fighting Jack Della Maddalena.
Ooh.
So there will. I think. No, it's not 318. No. That's
Max Dustin.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a title fight on 318?
The BMF.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. The BMF. Way to go.
Dude, looking ahead at 318.
Bangers?
This card is extremely top heavy.
Oh no.
Everything below it is kind of fucking ass.
All right, man. Do you want to say anything else about 317?
I'm looking forward to it. I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to watch all the fights.
One last thing. I'm going to give you a chance to apologize to John Jones and say how much he really means to you.
What I'll do with that time is I'm going to talk about Joaquin Buckley Usman in Atlanta. I do want to. did want to talk about this fight because I think
I did too.
Joaquin Buckley showed everybody in the UFC what you're supposed to do when you're getting wrestle fucked. Don't give up. Do not give up, dude. The like he never at no point during that fight did he look defeated.
No.
He was constantly ready to go. He was hurt. He landed some shots on Kamaru.
That uppercut, dude.
Dude, about round 5, Kamaru couldn't get him down. He learned from his mistakes. Joaquin Buckley will come back stronger from that loss.
I think so.
He's got the mental game locked down. I'm a big fan of Joaquin Buckley after that fight.
Wow.
Crazy ending to the fight. I love Kamaru too, but Joaquin Buckley really, I think he himself in there. I think Joaquin Buckley will be a champion in the UFC at some point. Yeah, you sucked off John for the first part of the podcast. Let me talk about somebody who's actually fighting and coming up.
Sure.
Man. That deserves a little praise.
A lot of people are calling for Buck versus Cuck, but
dude,
I don't see that. I don't see that fight happening right now. I think he is going to get better. And honestly, in that division, 170, how many Usmans are there? You know, like you have Bilal. He kind of took a striking approach to his last fight.
He did.
I really don't see another Usman being able to do that. Colby couldn't do it.
Yeah, Bilal. If Bilal goes back to his Russell fuck mentality, that is a chance. But like you got Sean Brady, you got Jack Dilla, champ, Shavkat will wrestle.
Shavkat will wrestle, and he'll beat him too. So he really he doesn't work. His head coach is his brother, I think. Works at Panera. Swear, I'm not even just talking shit. Bucks coach. They were in a dual interview. Yeah. They were in a dual interview, and I think the striking is there. I think the striking is on point, no doubt. He was piecing Kamaru up towards the end.
He really was, dude. His striking is legit. He's got power. I was real shocked Kamaru didn't even really drop to many of those shots because they were loud.
And so you have those strikes that were working for you, and then like you said, in the 5th round, he had felt it enough where he kind of he was like, all right, well, if my body weight isn't supposed to be here, let me fix it right there. And I just think from a technical growth, I think
he learned on the fly.
Dude, who can do that? How many people do that? What a gifted athlete he is. I don't like Joaquin Buckley because he was always trying to pick a fight with somebody way out of his league. He, to his point, he was trying to fight Darren Till and Hamzat.
Yeah, he called out some crazy people.
Called out Conor McGregor.
Dude, that was the stupidest one of all time. But he's worked his way up to the. Now I think he deserves a significant fight.
Sure. If he was, I don't mean to interrupt you. If he was to call out at least top 5 in the 170 division, you wouldn't look at him like he's stupid anymore.
No.
You'd be okay, let me hear you out on this.
Let's see it. Where is it? He's 7. So you get Makoko or
Usman gets Bilal. That's the fight. I'm not here for this. Usman gets a title shot. That's retarded.
Nah, yeah. Usman needs another win.
Bilal,
I know he just came back. Bilal's
That's the biggest fight for both of them.
Could be. It could either be they throw out wrestling altogether and they stand and bang, or it could be one of the most boring fights of all. I'm not sure which.
Those two fighters, Kamaru and Bilal, have both before been victim of being called boring or a boring champion We'll see. I want that fight. That fight makes sense for both of them. If you think Daddy Dana won't cut off a nice fat check for both of them.
I think Buck versus Cuck on a fight night or maybe a co-main event.
Sure.
Somewhere. I think that could be the move for those two gentlemen.
I guess we'll see. We'll see what's next for Joaquin Buckley. What's next for Kamaru should be Bilal. What's next for you guys is UFC 317 this Saturday. Presented by the Couch Casuals. You coming over?
Yes, we will be on the couch. We'll be on the Central Sectional this weekend. The central sectional.
Sensual,
Watching
sensational, sensational.
UFC 317.
Anything else for these fighters? Anything else for anything?
Comment below. Give us something to talk to. Ask us questions. Like, comments, all that bullshit. Just do it.
Did we talk about this? I like the comment that said, "Would you rather fight one gorilla-sized Kyle or 100 Kyle-sized gorillas or some shit?"
That shit was, yeah, it was pretty funny.
I'm taking 20 gorilla-sized Kyles. I'll beat all y'all.
Dude, you wouldn't stand dude, the power a gorilla-sized Kyle would bring.
No, there doesn't exist.
Fuck you up, dude.
No, it would.
I'd rip your arms off.
It'd be like, hey, my fingers are too big. I can't DoorDash Chick-fil-A on my phone. Can you do this?
You'd rather. What about the Kyle-sized gorilla?
I mean, you're not a small guy, so
they're still like chimpanzee size, I guess.
Yeah, dude.